Ladies and gentlemen, just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't mean it's not unscripted with the crack man, Bill Krackomberger. Oh, yeah.
It's the Rocky music, up the steps.
You said the library last time. People were getting on you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. How we doing, guys?
How you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here.
It's always a nice festive day.
It is.
It's like it's. Think about it, though.
Food, football.
Family, football.
Ah.
Really is.
How can you lose?
So I was like running in here, and I went in the horse room and enjoyed the smoke, and I went around the hot dog cart, and the sign's still up there. I can't believe this. So you're only allowed to have 3 hot dogs max.
3, and then you go to the back of the line, Bill.
You got to go to the back of the line.
No, if I want to buy them for my friends, I have to figure out a way to circumvent that. So just 3 hot dogs max.
That line gets deep.
The line's unbelievable.
Yeah, the line
I was in there yesterday.
Crazy.
The line is unbelievable for the hot dogs.
Look at what we got going on the sports book right now.
Yeah.
This is pretty impressive. You got a line about, what is that?
Oh, yeah, well, you got a game that starts in 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What's it start?
90 minutes. Oh, well, there's also a World Cup game that's just about to start. Can we
There's
get
college basketball that's already being played right now.
I forgot to put in my World Cup bet.
Kansas, Wisconsin just started.
So, did you do this thing now? I forgot to put in my draw bet, even though we hit the draw earlier today.
I think you can live bet it.
And then I was like, I'm frisky about right. I guess I could get in right now. Ghana and Portugal scoreless in the 5th minute of soccer. Have you been betting the World Cup at all?
No.
Can I tell you something? If it weren't for draws, I'd probably have lost every. Well, Spain hit -2 yesterday, but besides that, what I've learned is that. I should probably stay away. If I'm not betting draws, just brain dead wise, probably I should stay away from it.
When I was back in Curacao in the 90s, more volume came in on World Cup games than the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
So that's like here in the States, I know we don't really, partake as much, but that's a giant sport. But then again, I was in Teasers the other day. You could not move on like Tuesday afternoon. Every seat was taken. They had a lot of contingency from whatever country was playing because they were all screaming and yelling. The book was packed. So it could be getting more popular, and we're the United States. So we have a lot of people that come from other countries and live here and visit, and it's a big gambling thing. And we're in Vegas. And
listen, for 2 hours tomorrow when USA plays England. This entire country is going to act like it's the most important thing in their lives.
Oh, there you go.
If we lose, everyone will quickly forget about it.
Right.
And if we win, oh, my God, wait till the next game.
Yeah, that's
kind of our attitude.
That's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
And England is minus 180. United States is plus 500, looks like. So the draw.
We got the draw. We got the draw.
Yeah, the draw is plus 325, 315.
We're in on that one.
Draw coming.
My favorite thing I was telling you the other day, Gill, my favorite thing is every 4 years when everybody becomes a soccer expert again, including myself. I'm the guy, too, right? Where you're like, that's clearly a penalty. What's he doing? Horrible foul. Good whistle, ref.
So true. Oh, that's offside. That doesn't count. Offsides.
I don't know.
Everyone looks from, again, that's our old thing on our show. Everyone looking from the game from our point, not the other standpoint.
Well, of course.
It's just a natural tendency. It's the human condition. It's what we do. Let me tell you, I'm glad that the Dallas game moved to 10. Why am I glad? I'll tell you why. Every person I know up until yesterday when it moved to 10, this is money. Buffalo minus 2.5, Dallas minus 2.5. Teaser.
Teaser.
This is easy. Listen, God is on the bookmaker's side. It's that simple. And if he's not on there.
If you've learned one thing over these years.
And if he's not on there, just in case, we're going to charge you $1.50 for a 7-point teaser now instead of $1.25 or $1.30. I'm done with laying over $1.30. I don't even want to lay $1.30 no more. I walked into a sports book in town the other day. It was $1.40. I just wanted to see what the price was. I didn't bet that teaser, but it was $1.40. We have places in town that charge up to $1.60. I mean, I don't know if they do it with a mask and a gun or how they do it, but they just do it with. You can't beat the NFL teasers laying more than $1.30. And you want to know something? It's probably $1.20. It's just
even $1.20 is risky.
I know it looks like the Stanford Wong teasers. They call it Wong teasers. It's a natural, common sense teaser through the key numbers. Everyone talks about this. I've been talking about this for 20 years before anyone, including Wongy, talked about it.
John Ferguson, real name.
Yeah, and. Anyway, so I'm glad it moved to 10.
But let me ask you the question, and you and I have talked about this in various forms through the years. So we will sit here, you and I, and you will very, very honestly and from a good place, you'll say, hey, look, you're not supposed to bet these teasers over these prices. Even minus 120 is dicey. What do you think the percentage? Because I had this conversation with, I wish I remember the context, but I brought up our conversations, which I'm like, this is why Bill and I have no problem. We always talk about how Jimmy, the prop guy, gets mad at you for saying things.
Oh, he sent me a ton of texts after 2 weeks ago's show. I didn't even tell you. A ton.
And your, he did.
Yeah,
really?
a ton.
And your response is always, I think, the correct one, which is, and I hope a numbers game audience is a little higher percentage.
They are higher.
They are for sure.
Without a doubt.
This audience is a little higher percentage than, if not much higher.
Right.
But generally speaking, the percentage of people listening to your advice on something like that, if they walked up to the window, had a teaser in mind, and the person behind the counter said, okay, that's minus 160.
Right.
What percentage do you think would stop in their tracks and not bet it?
Very little.
Give me a number. 2%?
Maybe a little bit higher than that because they're used to going to someplace else. But yeah, it's not. It's in the single digits.
It's in the single digits.
People are betting it.
Sure.
They're betting it. It looks too easy. They're betting it. Yeah. Let me just read you. I'll read you. Then this is Thursday, November 17th. No, this was last week. I must have said something last week. I guess. I guess I did. I don't know. I must have said something. You like to say they aren't going to do what they want anyway.
Yeah.
My response is always,
I didn't even know
bookmakers and big players are also listening, and it makes no sense to give them any kind of info, unquote.
Oh, well.
And that information stays on the internet forever. Well, it's not the internet, but, and then he says one of two. If it was just a regular jamokes, I don't know what jamokes means, it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
I hope I just didn't get canceled. But you witnessed Fez. Oh, my God, Fez. I'm throwing you under the bus here. As he killed teasers and buying off the three. Oh, yeah, Jimmy blames Fez.
He blames Fez.
He blames Fez for 20 years ago saying, 15 years ago saying something about the
like that wouldn't have happened by now.
I don't know why you want to kill off your edges by doing the same thing. All right, well then, I mean, he has some valid coming backs, I guess, but
no, the point about the bookmakers, right? Just because they are listening, right? For sure, they're soaking in what is being said, also. But I mean, listen, and Steve Fezzik is a super smart guy, and I'm sure at some point he revealed back in the day, by now everything would have been revealed.
That's
right?
the reason why I read it too.
20 some years later.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect at all to him.
It wouldn't have stayed a secret 20 years
later. So the fact
later.
that you're blaming him, I guess, is what I'm saying is ridiculous, right? All these years later.
Interesting. But he has some points, in other words.
Sure.
But I'm a teacher too. I love teaching. I love teaching off my playbook of 30 years of professional gambling, making money. I'm a teacher. I can't help that.
We all have that in us. Why did I start a podcast years ago? We all have that little strain in us. It's fun stuff to talk about. Hopefully we can help. Unscripted with the Crackman on the other side continues. Numbers Game, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Survivor, Bill Krackomberger, everybody.
Pick.
What's that?
I have one left.
One Survivor?
I had two.
Wait, in which one?
The big one.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago I came on here and I told you 2 weeks ago the strategies my friend was using and stuff. You forget?
Wait a minute. I don't remember this at all. Yeah. You're still in Circus Survivor?
Yep. I had two picks left this week. I had a huge war over. I could show you my phone. You'd be like, wow.
Oh, hold on. We're burying the headline. So you have 2 entries left in this?
No, I had. Giants. I had one on the Giants last week, which I disagreed with my partner. I'll show you. I disagreed with him 100%.
Yeah.
He had other picks available.
By the way, the Giants pick made no sense to me.
I was...
Especially when people, it's amazing to me because I sort of talked about this last week. The people who picked the Giants all had other teams available to
You don't
them.
even want to know we had available.
Oh, I do want to know.
It's sickening that he had
But
these.
the point is that to have picked the Giants, there had to be some confluence of saving the Bills, right, as the strategy, and just completely eschewing analytics. Like the Giants were all smoke and mirrors all year. So to risk it on them against the Lions as south of a 3-point favorite just was so. I'm not trying to rub it in. So what happened? What happened?
It's just it's not good. I mean, I actually put, if you can't read it from there, I hate the Giants pick. Quote Bill Brackomber. I said, you lost all your edge now, buddy. Got down to one entry. The skills portion is over. It's all luck now.
The skills portion.
Well, you gave it a nice run. That's how mad I was because I know he doesn't have Buffalo and Dallas available today.
So
Minnesota.
So are you involved in this?
Yes.
Entry? Okay, so you
Minnesota.
have one entry.
Yeah, Minnesota, yeah.
So he's one of the 11 that didn't have Buffalo and Dallas available. So he took Minnesota today?
Minnesota's his pick. So, and he put the money up. I didn't put the money up.
Those Vikings.
I mean, he had 5 picks under his own name, but it's under my name, actually. It's under my, my name's on the entry, so.
I got a sharp-looking Vikings hat if you want to borrow it, Bill.
Yeah.
That's right.
By the way, I actually would probably like that pick. I think, our eyes deceive us, and people only look, Joe Public, most people only look at last week's results. They don't remember that it's the NFL, and they don't remember the parity. They don't remember it's every week any team can win or lose. So our eyes deceive us. Automatically this week, Minnesota, who was just a few weeks ago, this look-ahead line, which Caesars offer every Wednesday, Caesars puts these up, look-ahead line on Minnesota was 4.5. Now it's 2.5. Our eyes just deceive us. So, automatic, Minnesota, they're a fraud. They were 8-1. They were a fraud team. And Dallas is now the Super Bowl champs.
Of course.
They're winning. So our eyes deceive us. So
let me ask you this. So did you speak with your partner here about this pick this week, even though you were bitter about last week?
No, I knew he didn't have Dallas. I knew he didn't have Buffalo.
So did you speak about the choice between Minnesota and New England, or either of the Dallas or Buffalo's opponents?
No.
You didn't. It was just a decided.
I'm really upset about the Giants.
So you didn't speak to him?
No. I was really even last week. I said, look at the picks. You had so many good teams available on this card that I just thought the Giants was a wrong. Was
I'm
a bad
not sure
pick.
I would speak to my partner if he overrode me with the Giants.
Even if he won, I would have been mad.
So now that he has picked Minnesota,
do
you like that pick?
Yeah. I mean, out of the ones that's available, I guess Minnesota.
Did he consider New England at all?
No,
he didn't. Mm-mm. Because we did a whole thing yesterday, right, with Joe Pete, by the way, here the room again, for those who missed it earlier.
Oh, is that it? I didn't know that was the official thing.
41 have taken the Bills.
Imagine if the Bills and Cowboys lose.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Well,
there's an immediate hedge bet. I know you think it's crazy this early in the season. There's an immediate hedge bet on New England today.
Well, that's why and again, it's one thing to say it theoretically. Let me just preface it by saying this. I get it. It's one thing to say it theoretically. It's one thing to do it in practice. Were I alive? And this just in, I'm not. But as you know, my whole thing with this, as listeners know to this show, my whole thing is I think it's a misnamed game. Because it's called Survivor, people think the object is to survive. The object is not to survive. The object is to win. And so, because Thanksgiving is its own day and there's only 3 games, and you do know that most, and obviously that's what happened, 62 of the remaining 74 ended up on the Bills and Cowboys. We were talking about this with Joe Pita yesterday. If you knew, which you don't, but if you knew that you were going to be the only person to take the Patriots, then it would be your obligation to play the Patriots. Because how many times in your life do you wake up in the morning with a chance to win $6 million that day?
100% right.
And so in the end, 3 people took the Patriots. And I will be honest with you, I did make a bet on the Vikings, but I don't feel super great about that bet. Right? Like, I mean, they don't have one of their biggest offensive linemen, Darisaw. The Patriots' defense has been great. Now, it hasn't been as good of a competition, so I don't know. But it is Belichick, right? So it's, I don't know. I think I would have. It's so hard to say in practice versus in theory. In theory, I would absolutely have taken the Patriots today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. But I'm not joking. He already told me, put me in position here to, he said, listen, God forbid those 2 double-digit, let's call them double-digit favorites lose. There's going to be a giant bet tonight on that game. And I said, wow, I didn't know the number till now.
Well, the beauty,
but only now there'll only be 9 people left. So I guess there is a hedge bet there already.
The beauty is it's the 3rd game of 3.
The 3rd game of 3.
So if you knew that the Bills and Cowboys already lost, you would be sprinting.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be sprinting.
You wouldn't be sprinting, right?
Do a slow jog, maybe.
Yeah, but you'd be putting every dollar you could.
Yeah, no. You'd be there's a dollar amount to be bet.
Yeah.
On I'm not a hedge guy, but when you're talking about this kind of money, millions of dollars, you got to hedge.
This is different.
No, this is totally different. I don't care about making a negative EV bet.
Yeah.
This is different. So this has been the year of upsets.
But I hope you don't mind. Can we get back to the part about you not talking to your partner?
Yeah.
This is the pitfall of having partners in contests.
Yeah.
Not picking on your partner. I'm just saying.
I'll pick on.
I'm just saying the general nature of having partners in contest, especially one like Circus Survivor, where there is so much money on the line,
right?
That you guys can be all chummy. This is not just applying to you two guys, but I'm saying any two. And then in the end, right? For some, it is the end. You still have one left. In the end, when someone overrides someone else's conviction,
right,
and that doesn't come home, the way that we are as human beings, bitterness naturally might follow, and maybe justifiably.
This guy, too, just to let you know, is one of my good friends, and he's one of the biggest gamblers I know. He has more balls than almost anyone I know. I know, like, he'll come in every Super Bowl and with $300,000 in cash and bet it on one of the sides. So this guy's got a lot of money. You have to understand. He comes in and he's a cash player. He'll bet $300,000 on the other every year for the Super Bowl since I've known him 20 years. He's betting six figures on the Super Bowl on one of the sides. I don't think I've bet a side in 10 years, maybe more. So you have to understand he's a gambler. His mentality is a gambler. He has a lot of heart. By the way, he just won $180,000 in one of these Survivor pools also. So he one's over already. There was a big one they had. It's over. He won that a couple weeks back. But yeah, he's got a lot of heart, and he's very stubborn on his own thing, what he thinks, and you want to know something? This is going to sound so wrong from where I come from in my life. He's a lucky guy.
Yeah.
Do you believe in luck? There's certain people. I know people that listen to this show are the more astute people. Luck. You make your own luck. Let me tell you something. Things run in life. I told you guys once or twice on this show, my smartest person in my family was my cousin. My cousin who went from Fordham on to literally MIT. And he's the smartest guy in my family. But it's funny, he's a multimillionaire today, not from anything he learned in school, but just from real estate. But he also told me on the golf course once that, you have an uncle, my Uncle Bobby, who passed. He had a busted butt. He was just a lucky guy. Things just run in life we don't know about. Things run, cards run, luck runs. And I was like, what? Anthony, you just said luck run. He goes, luck runs. There's something there about something being over, a halo, something over certain people under certain times. Now, I don't think about that at all. I think about being lucky. But if I have to think about it, guess what? I think I'm a pretty lucky guy. I think I've had luck run my way. But it seems like every time I forget to put a bet in, I always that would have always won. So it's like, oh, God, I forgot to put that bet in. I would have won.
What do you think I'm dealing with right now? I didn't put in the draw here on Portugal and Ghana. 0.
Yeah, see, you always forget.
0-0.
It seems like all of them, but that's just a coincidence. That's just you always think about the ones you missed, I guess.
I'm just saying, all of this is what's rattling around in the gambler's mind.
This is bizarrely fascinating. By the way, Gill, I've been watching this. I didn't realize both teams were playing full court press defense the entire time.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Full court press D. It's a soccer term. More with Krackomberger on the other side. Numbers Game VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Full disclosure, I just got in on the draw, Kelley, in that last break.
Yeah. Turkey Day draw.
There you go, Isaiah. Plus 328.
That's what that was, a turkey.
Yeah. I don't even know why it was funny there, but it was funny.
Because he hit the silent pocket.
Perfect.
Plus 328 on the draw. It's like if I said his first name and then paused before his last name. Watch what happens. I go, Isaiah Von Brinkel.
Oh, that's great.
He's a little slow. Great. But Kelley, you just said a full court press.
Yeah, they're playing. Both teams are playing full court press. I don't know what the soccer translation is of that, but yeah, both these teams look like they're having. We got an opportunity here.
Yeah,
Gil.
It's a goal.
Oh,
I could tell by
offsides.
Offsides.
Ronaldo's angry.
Yeah, they waved it off. Cristiano Ronaldo is angry,
and everybody's flabbergasted.
Oh, he can't believe it.
How could you possibly call offsides? I'm the greatest of all time.
So now you know how you're saying it's a full court press on each side? Michael Montesano just texted. He goes, announcer in the Portugal match, quote, this match is being played at a leisurely pace, unquote.
Yeah, that's the kind of soccer analysis you could expect from me.
Kelley, guessing line soccer segment coming next week. Rick Ollier on Twitter. We get tweets. Rick Ollier. Happy Thanksgiving, fellas. Enjoy the turkey sandwiches, turkey stuffing, turkey gravy, everything great about turkey today. Thank you, Rick. Rick also goes on to say, the The best part about cheering for the U.S. in the World Cup is that we as fans are in a no-loss situation. We win, of course we did, because this is America. We lose, who cares? It's soccer, on to football and basketball. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
That is so true, but fans don't look at it that way.
We don't, but it's so true. It's exactly how it is. Let's see.
Like, it's U.S. soccer. You're not going to care. If they lose, you're not caring a month from now. You're not remembering this.
We don't. John B., thanks for being on today. Great pregame lead into football. Thankful for NBA and NFL draft tips and getting to meet you over the summer. Great meeting you too, John. Appreciate it, and happy Thanksgiving. Charles de Blasio, happy Thanksgiving, Gill. Thank you for all the fun you bring to the network. Thank you, Charles. Kelley and I have a ball. Doug Peterson. Not that Doug Peterson, a different Doug Peterson. He's tweeting the hot dog cart. I didn't know the South Point hot dog cart has its own Twitter.
Got its own thing?
It does.
Wow. He said,
I just looked it up.
He said, heard you were crushing it lately. Bill Krackomberger needs you to lift the 3-dog max.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah. No,
can we do that for him?
It's been a good. It's been a good year. But to be honest with you, it's been a really good year all around. Basketball, football's been really good. So I don't know how you know, Doug, but good man. All right, thanks. So I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask something. Are you done reading them? Is there more?
We're done.
Go ahead. Yeah,
we can read them later. Yeah, go ahead.
Santa's coming on the Macy's parade here in the next 20 minutes, guys. I always want to check him out. I love holidays. When my parents were alive, I really did. So today, you people should really make sure you take in your family and also not just the football games on in the background, and realize that be thankful that you have them and have your family and have your kids with you, and because it's not always going to be that way. So that's just something I want to tell people. I wanted to go back to something that I've been wanting to say a couple weeks on the show about the NFL and how hard it is to win to beat the NFL. And I know guys that sell picks. One of the big guys that sell picks in the industry. He texts me, "What are you doing? Telling people that? Why would you tell someone that? That's how we make money." Listen, it's not how I make money. I make money on props and correlate stuff, and it was college basketball. NFL sides are so hard to beat, but I know people want that. That's what the public wants. That's what every show. I was on a network every week this season, up until this season. I did this show every week, and the reason why I'm not doing the show is because I wouldn't give out NFL sides. So I refuse to give them out. I'm not on them once a week. So it's their loss, to be honest with you. No one on the entire network wins gambling. So, the only guy that did win, you threw him off because I wouldn't give out NFL sides. All right, enough with that rant. Let me just tell you. So I'm in Curacao. I'm at a partner meeting. By the way, this is Pinnacle for anyone who doesn't know. How did I get in this meeting? I don't know. Just so happens the owners went to this French place all the time to eat. I'm at this partner meeting with the 3 guys that own Pinnacle. Now, listen, it's public knowledge now. They were arrested. It was in the papers and everything. One just died, Stanley Thompson. He was the wealthy guy. He was known as Monty on the helm there in Curacao. He was kind of not the brains. The brains was probably Henry. And the other guy was a flake, to be honest with you. He was just a lucky guy in his life. So the partner meeting, one of the things that was discussed, I was sitting back there in awe, was going to minus 101 instead of 103. Pinnacle was minus 103 on both sides.
I remember that.
Minus 103 juice instead of 110 for anyone that doesn't know that, but you guys do because you're more astute. Now they're going to go to minus 101 on the NFL. Stanley says, we could do it no juice. We could do it no juice, and they won't win. People will not win based on that human condition and chasing and everything. Mm-hmm. That just goes to show you how hard these guys, some of the sharpest guys in the world, made hundreds of millions of dollars going from 103 to 101 juice on the NFL, and even saying you could give them no juice. They can't win anyway. That's how hard it is to beat NFL sides, guys. So I just want people to know that. I know you're happy. You got 3 games on TV. You got a Thursday night game every week. You got a Monday night game. You got a Sunday night game. I know you're excited to bet because games are on TV. Look at other areas. Look at proposition bets. Look at things like, maybe totals. I'm a total guy. I'll bet first half totals. I like to play first half totals over. I like to play first half totals over. Not every game, but it's situational. I'm just saying, you don't have to bet sides. Look at this year. Look at the parity. Look what's going on.
This was the point I was making earlier in the week. Whether I don't know if everybody heard it that's listening now, so I'll repeat it, which is it's worth a reminder every once in a while that there are so many ways to skin the cat in sports betting. And by nature of sports betting content like we do, we're here for 2 hours. We're in this room for 2 hours at the same time every day. Usually there's not a sporting event going on while we're here, so we're not talking about live betting. So by nature of what we do, we're talking about pre-flop ATS betting. Right. And yes, we do drift into totals and we do drift into props. But the point I was making was, don't be, because we are necessarily talking about pre-flop because that's when we're on, that the betting pie of how we make money is far more diverse than that. That is just a sliver of the pie, and that really you have to be aware of the information-based stuff like the drafts, like we were talking about. I brought this up because there was an amazing in-game opportunity in college football. There's always amazing in-game opportunities in college football, but it just happened to be in a really high-profile game on Saturday where South Carolina, as a 22.5-point pre-flop dog, was crushing Tennessee up 2 touchdowns, and you knew by watching they couldn't be stopped. And so it's just a reminder that this is the sports betting pie, and the more nimble you are, the more able you are to recognize when those opportunities present themselves, the greater you're going to be at this exponentially over the person that just is still in that construct of ATS pre-flop bets. And that's the biggest truth we can sort of impart.
Very good. Very good. A little thing about live wagering, too. Let's look at the Siena. Is it Siena? Yeah. So Siena's winning 31-20 over Florida State.
Sorry, Kelley.
So people automatically say, oh, Florida State, they were 8.5-point favorites ahead of time.
Yeah.
So automatically they say, well, let's go, maybe we can go live wagering and get Florida State. Your eyes deceive you. Don't just think that the bookmaker knows which way the public's betting. Let's use more marquee teams. Let's use a Buffalo-Detroit game. Let's say Detroit gets out 7-0. They score a lot first, by the way, or even 3-0. Oh, God, I can get Buffalo now. I can get Buffalo under 9.5, the opening number. The bookmaker knows you're betting Buffalo. You're going to pay a tax betting live on big teams like Buffalo and Dallas. You're going to pay a tax for betting those favorites. It's already in the line. It's baked in that they know which way you're betting. Trust me, the other side of that bet long-term is the right side. The bookmaker knows which way you're betting. It's that simple.
We got into it on the podcast yesterday, the Megapod, about watching versus not watching. So Ace, VR, upon whose shoulders the Megapod was built, he was on. He came on a guest appearance yesterday. He says he watches nothing. Dr. Bob, my buddy, always wears it as a badge of honor. He doesn't watch. And me and Todd, and I think a lot of other people, who loves numbers and who bases so much of what I do on numbers, I still watch as much as I can because I believe I glean a lot from that. There's a lot of nuance that you miss, and there are opportunities you can get, especially in in-game, from watching. Where do you stay? You're more of a non-watcher.
Non-watcher. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch today with my buddies that are in, here, and I'll go watch the early game with them, and then I'm even where I'm going, that my friends will have. I'm going to someone's house that will have the game on. I'll watch with them, and socially, I'm much more of a, now that I'm doing the Fox show on the weekends, I really have to watch more NFL for that job. But I'll watch NFL stuff. I've hardly watched anything in college. I haven't watched a single college basketball game this season yet. I haven't watched any of that. Listen, basketball in general, it's the last 2 minutes. Who would watch that? Look at the last 2 minutes.
41st minute, still scoreless. Ghana, Portugal, World Cup. Coming back, wrapping it up with the Crackman right here at VSiN. Bill?
Hey.
What else on your mind?
Do you know who Tim Foote is? He's a fan of ours.
Yeah, I love
Twitter.
Tim Foote. A veteran, I believe.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm 95% sure he's not even in the country. I think he's listening to us from abroad somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He sent a nice thing. Gill, I am thankful that you and Kelley are working today, and we have a full hour with Bill. Much love to the best 2 hours on radio. Good luck on the draw. Well, Tim, you're
so
one
much.
of our heroes, being a veteran out there and protecting our country. So,
hell yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
We appreciate that.
Randy, thank you so much, Tim. And Tim's been so nice through the years, so kind through the years. And we really, that's one of the things. I know I'm not allowed to say grateful, but I really am grateful for all the wonderful listeners, both to the show, to the podcast through the years. It has been the most gratifying thing about all of this. Randy Ibrahim tweets in, Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the shout out. He's KOTB. We highlighted his entry earlier today So Randy, I just want to shout Randy out because he's listening. So
Randy, he had the Cowboys and the Bills available?
Yeah, I was just getting around to explaining that. Yeah, 74 entries left. 12 took the Vikings and the Patriots. 9 on the Vikings, 3 on the Patriots. Why? Because 11 of those 12 had already used both the Bills and the Cowboys. But as you recall, 11 have used both the Bills and the Cowboys, but 12 ended up on the Vikings and the Patriots. Well, the 12th is Randy, KOTB, who had the ability to take Dallas today, but instead he played it optimally, and he's playing the Patriots.
Wow.
Let's go, Randy.
He's got the Onions Award.
Optimally. I love that.
He is.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Nice job, Randy. Good for you.
One more guy here. Go Sox 05. Great segment. The more I've learned, the more I've fired on live betting and promos and boost only. Good for you, because I'll tell you right now, that's a big part of advantage gambling. I know the sports books don't like to hear this. Sorry, guys. We're here to crush you. So, boost only certain ones, not just every boost. You work out the math. Go use a parlay calculator, whatever it may be. But promos, absolutely take advantage of them. Bonuses, sign-ups, and search for sign-ups too, guys. If you're new, like I know Baltimore, my cousin in Baltimore, Baltimore starts, I think it's today, you guys would know. Is Maryland today go live for
Maryland, I believe it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. So he never played in his life, and he texted me. He said, should I sign up for a sports book? I said, yeah. I said, yes, but don't just do a search for that sports book and find out some of these affiliate sites, you have better deals through them. They have negotiated better deals for you than the actual site itself, believe it or not. So do your homework, search around, look at the bonuses that are out there, and then get in there and just take advantage of them, but play responsibly. Don't just fire on everything because it's on TV. Use them bonuses and those things to your advantage, guys. It's a big part of making money. Listen back. I've been doing this, like I said, 30 years. Those first 10 years, oh God, bonuses and sign-up bonuses and re-ups, and man, when they used to use like net teller and stuff. Oh my God, it was an amazing run from like 92 to 2002 with that stuff.
Net teller.
Yeah.
Oh man,
no, it was great.
One more tweet. This is from Crush'em Sports. It's from our buddy Bob DeLuca. Everybody, Bob DeLuca, who, if you recall, was the last guy to have all 6 entries remaining in Circus Survivor 3, Circus Survivor 2022. Said Gill Horse Racing Handicapping has what is called trip handicapping. The same concept applies to handicapping the NFL. I watch as many games as possible. It is a big help, not a detriment. Happy Thanksgiving. I am with you, Bob, on that. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And let me just also, because we bring up Bob, I just want to say something else about humility and the fact that Bob came on here. Bob was super generous, right? Most people would not come on and tell us who they were thinking of picking. And Bob ended up taking the Buffalo Bills on all 6 entries, and they ended up losing. And there were so many people who criticized Bob. And there were so many people who were still alive in Survivor who bashed him and who went out of their way to say how stupid. He's got to do this, he's got to do that. And I remember saying at the time, I was like, look, the one thing you got to give Bob is he's playing it. He has a plan, and he's sticking to his plan. And oh, by the way, if that had worked out and he would have gotten to this Thanksgiving Day, he would have been in a hugely optimal situation, and he would have had the hammer on the rest of the field. And I just want to let you know that a lot of those people who are bashing him, right, are probably out by now.
Yep.
Because a lot of them inevitably took the Giants last week. Sorry, Bill. No. And just humility is the message. That especially in something like Survivor, hey, man, any of us who would win this Survivor, yeah, we put ourselves in the best position possible, but it's Survivor. It's all a minefield in the end. So let's just think about that moving forward.
I think also the fact that he would come on this show, talk about it, and then can you imagine how many more tweets and stuff he was getting after coming on this show?
Totally.
And he still didn't waver from his strategy.
Totally. So didn't work out for him, but we appreciate him very much for having the generosity for coming on all those weeks. For Kelley Bydlon, for Bill Krackomberger. Thank you, Bill.
Hey, thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Tim's
Thanksgiving.
in Okinawa, Japan, he just said. So thank you for overseas. We're listening to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all our service people out there. Happy Thanksgiving to all our fans. Thank you, guys.
And happy Thanksgiving to the whole crew behind the scenes. Thank you. There it is, represented by the Gobble, who are so kind to be at work today as well.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.